Hello.
Good day, Mick.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm sitting in the middle of Texas.
How do you like it?
It's hot.
Yeah, I believe it. Did you get some good steaks last night?
Man, we went out and went to a traditional Texas steakhouse, and yeah, I ate half a cow and drank a couple of Scheinerbockers and Lone Stars, which is local beer. So it was great, man.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for squeezing me in today. I appreciate it.
No, today's first day in a month we haven't had breakfast rodeo, so get to sleep in. I'm just doing a couple over the phone, so I feel like I'm on vacation right now.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, you are on vacation. Treat yourself.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
half a cow.
Half a cow and some Powerade Zero.
The all-purifying diet.
No carbs.
No carbs, exactly.
So what's been going on in Salt Lake City, man?
What's that?
What's been going on in Utah?
Well, it's been getting really hot here as well, and we're getting the smoke from California's wildfire, so we can't see the mountains.
Oh, wow.
But things are going pretty good. We've had some comedy shows. I just headlined a show here in a place called Club 90, and we had some Land End show listeners there, so
awesome.
They'll like this when this is on the podcast.
Perfect.
But yeah, just been doing some comedy and podcasts and voiceover stuff. I've been waiting to do a duet with you.
Yeah, man. When are we going to do another gig in a church?
We need to. There are not enough church gigs.
Oh, no, man. I think that was the first and only time I ever drank Foster's was in a church in Utah.
I think that was my only time as well.
Epic.
It was a great time, though.
Yeah, man. I don't think I've been back through since 2012. It's been way too long.
Now, is your tour making its way up here, or are you skipping out on the Beehive State?
You know, we unfortunately can't get to Utah. We're spending about 6 weeks on the road, and then eventually we're going to make our way down to Floribama for our honeymoon. You know, I got married in February, and then I went straight into the studio in Nashville, and then we hit the road. So we didn't get a chance to make the marriage official yet. So we're going to do the honeymoon, and we're going to do it in Floribama.
In Floribama?
Panama City. We're going to lay on the beach, put my toes in the water, ass in the sand. It's just like that Zach Brown song. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a cliche for a couple of weeks.
Well, that's cool. And for those who don't know, you're based now in Nashville, right? I mean,
yep. I spend 10 months a year in Nashville, a couple of months a year in Australia, go back to see the family, and I tour and enjoy the weather. But I live in Nashville as a songwriter and as an artist, and I do a lot of co-writing and a lot of session work. I turn up to studios and I've never heard these other people's music, and I read charts, and I get paid great money to sit there and make their songs sound better. So they say Nashville's a 10-year town. It's my third year there, and I'm already starting to kick some major goals. So it's awesome, man. It's a place where things can happen for you as an artist and as a songwriter.
It's a very creative place there, is it not? A lot of passion in that town.
There is, you know. Unfortunately, their football team is the worst in America, which is the only thing disappointing to me about Nashville. The Titans, I don't know what they're doing, but I watch them and I shake my head. But the music in Nashville is great, thank God, because the football is horrible.
Well, there's a saving grace. And speaking of sitting there and the charts, your song, Yes, has been hitting the charts and breaking the charts. By the way, everyone needs to get your album. It's on iTunes, even in Australia. And,
it's gone global today, man. Broken Hearts and Broken Bones. It is available in every country, even the countries that we don't like. It's available.
Even in North Korea?
Especially in North Korea. It's available right now. I can't do the translation, though. I don't know what Broken Hearts and Broken Bones would translate to in the native tongue of North Korea, but I'm sure they're enjoying it.
We have, and this is a fact, 9% of our listeners are in Iran. So if you had a message to the listening Iranians, what would you like to tell them? What is Australia like? What is America like to an Australian?
I would tell them to buy the album, enjoy it, and go to the shops and get a nice big Foster's and drink it.
Absolutely. So
what is the local beer in Iran? Do we know?
What's that?
What's the local beer in Iran? What's the beer that they drink there?
It's called I was trying to have an Allah pun ready.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I don't think they're supposed to drink there.
No, I think it's a dry county. I thought I was talking to Donald Trump there for a minute.
I know, sorry. Oh man. Are you angry that you can't vote for president?
You know what? I'm considered to be a working alien. I've got my social security number. I've done everything the legal way. Paid a lot of money to be here, and things like last week when Yes, the new single, went to number 3 as the third most played song in America on country radio. Things like that help me legally stay in the country, which is fantastic. Which is fantastic.
Very good.
But the only 2 things that I can't do as a working alien, and even when I do get my green card, which is hopefully just around the corner, the only 2 things I can't do is run for president or vote. And you know what? I would not want to be president because it seems like the hardest job in the world. No one's ever happy. It seems like there's always someone that's annoyed at the president. And then the second thing
Bill Clinton was happy.
Yeah, he was definitely happy. The other thing is, if I had to vote, I don't know who I'd vote for. I don't like anyone that's running. I think they're all crazy. So it'd be a hard job for me to go into the polls and be confident to vote somebody in to run this great country, because I think Trump's a lunatic, Hillary Clinton scares me, and everyone else I don't know a thing about. So that's my political movement right there. Boom.
Well, I think a lot of people are feeling that way. They see a list of crazy people added more and more, and nobody wants to. So the only safe voting thing you guys can do is vote for his songs, buy his songs, and listen to your songs.
Exactly.
On Broken Hearts and Broken Bones. What's been some of your favorite tour moments so far? I know this is morning radio-ish in the question format, but I am curious.
No, it's cool. Starting the tour, we did a breakfast TV show in Chattanooga. I got to play a song on TV, and that was pretty special because the station wasn't like a local station where there's 3 people watching in underpants and it's the only people watching because they haven't been to bed. This was a station that broadcasted into a couple of states and there's a couple of million people watching. So that was pretty epic. The other one was throwing the opening pitch of a baseball game in Illinois.
Ooh.
The Corn Belters got me to throw the opening pitch. Now here's the kicker. So I was laughing about it, thinking it was going to be funny and everything. It turned out it was Veterans Day, and the dude rang me and said, "Don't wear an Australian shirt and don't suck." So I started getting nervous about it, and then when I get there, they call me out into the field, and there's like a line of these little kids behind me. I'm like, "What are these kids doing?" They're like, "Oh, we're going to let the kids go first because it's like Veterans Day and the veterans want their kids to throw the opening pitch." And I'm like, "Okay, if these guys throw some heat and then I come up and suck, this is going to be terrible." So they let all these kids go, and then they're like, "Ladies and gentlemen, international recording artist all the way from Australia, Grayson." And so I've come up to the plate, and I'm absolutely shaking, the mound. Sorry, I shouldn't say the plate. It's the mound. And I was absolutely, I was shaking, but I got it over the plate, and technically it was a strike. There was nothing fast about it at all. I kind of lobbed it. I'd like to thank the Salt Lake City Bees for inspiring the pitch. I think I learned something by watching those guys a couple of years ago. But I nailed the pitch and I got a bit of a clap and I walked off and I was more relieved than anything. But
you were glad when it was done.
Definitely, I got to keep the ball. I got a Corn Belters hat, which if you know the Corn Belters, it literally is a hat with a piece of corn on it. It's pretty funny. So yeah, that was a great moment. And the rest of the tour, honestly, the best part about it is trying local coffee, trying local beers, and getting to see America. So it's pretty awesome.
Now, is it true that as an Australian you throw the ball with a different spin, like it goes the other way?
You know what? I wanted to run in and bowl it like a cricket ball, but being Veterans Day, I didn't want to be shot, so I pitched it. America.
But did it move through the air like a different way, like the way?
Yeah, like on the exactly. It kind of spun the other way and then landed on the plate.
What was the first moment that you noticed an American toilet? Did it blow your mind, going the other way?
You know, when I first went to New York a couple of years ago, I flew to LA and I didn't do anything at the airport. Like, I just sat at the airport and then went straight to New York. And at that hotel that night, I was looking at the toilets, trying to work out whether it flushed the other way or not.
As we all do.
And I forgot which way the toilets flushed in Australia, so it didn't look different to me. I still don't know if they flushed the other way. It did my head in. So they probably do. I don't know. As long as my bowel movement's good, I'm happy.
They don't come out the other way, do they?
No, definitely not. Sometimes, maybe.
Well, that's good. I also wanted to ask you about the moment when, as you described it, you're driving along and your own song comes on the radio. How cool is that?
It's amazing, man. This is my third radio tour. And the first two singles I released to country radio, they got lots of spins, but nothing like this one. This one's, the radio programmers now know me, and I'm starting to get a bit of momentum. A big artist, someone like Luke Bryant, Blake Shelton, they have unlimited radio budget, so they can just plug and plug and plug and plug, and they get spun like crazy. For me to be driving along and scanning through the static and hear my song come on, it's all the hard work that goes into it. It's quite an emotional moment, man. Not because you want to hear your song, it's just because, hey, they're actually playing this thing. This is
exactly.
People, Yeah, my email address from year 12 in high school, my final year, and I still have this email address. It's beheardsongs at hotmail.com. As a musician, all you want to do is be heard. And, it's taken me to be in my early 30s to finally get heard on a mass level. And it's quite rewarding. It's a feeling that only a musician that's been out there doing the hard yards, it's getting results, can only understand. But it's pretty epic.
You can hear the devotion because you're still rocking a Hotmail account, so you must be passionate.
Oh, big time. I've got a couple of Gmail accounts. I've moved up in the world, but I still have that personal email account, definitely.
I actually have a Hotmail account, too, from probably when I was 15 or so, with the name Bill Goat in it. And I still have that account. I don't use it a lot, but I couldn't give it up. It was a fond memory. It was I guess you don't know about the whole Bill Goat. It was a childhood thing, but anyway, I'm just rambling now.
I thought it would have been like Long Prong 100 or something. Isn't that what you named your Hotmail when you were like 15?
Well, that's I got that as a gift. I got an email address as a gift from my grandma, and that's what it was one year when I didn't have a bar mitzvah, but she gave me that email address. And
perfect.
So it's really, really nice of her.
The gift that keeps on giving, right?
Yeah. Now, you're going to keep giving. Where is your favorite spot that's going to be among your destinations? Is there a place you always like to go? Like, is there a restaurant, whenever you come into a town, you always try to go there? Something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Oklahoma and Texas have a hamburger place called Whataburger, which is, if you've got an American accent, it's Whataburger. You've got to roll the R's. It's phenomenal. I know people out in California are obsessed with In-N-Out Burger, but Whataburger is definitely like 50 times better. So I smashed that a couple of days ago when I got to Oklahoma. Looked forward to that, and the wife had never tried one of their hamburgers before, so she was pretty excited about it too, because I've been talking it up for so long. So it was pretty cool.
Are there a billion times more hamburger places in the States than anywhere else, or is that just me?
You know what? I've been on this tour for, over a month now, and I like to keep in shape and eat pretty healthy, but I'm going to say I've put on at least 10 pounds. Like, you can't avoid it. You're drinking, you're eating, and you're driving and sleeping. That's all you do. I've been trying to do push-ups when I can, but honestly, I'll be eating fresh air and egg whites next month. It's just one of those things that you can't avoid. And American portions are out of control. The food tastes amazing, and it's dirt cheap. So why are you going to pay $20 for a salad when you can pay $2 and stuff your face full of tasty stuff?
Burger. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
exactly.
hard to avoid, man.
I went to that place, Whole Foods, last week.
Would you get like sandwich. 6 things for $40?
Well, I got a sandwich for $7, but if I would have gotten a salad, it would have been like $15 for a salad.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
And I feel like they don't even have enough unhealthy dressing that would taste good to make it worth that.
Exactly,
I saw some
man.
there was like red dressing and just oil and vinegar. I don't know.
I used to live out in Venice Beach in California, and there was a Whole Foods around the corner. The only time I would go there was to get one of those hipster sandwiches. I call them hipster sandwiches because they're so expensive. And the one thing I liked is that you could pick they had all these weird kind of breads, and they had the sun-dried tomato spread. I was a big fan of that. But again, it was way expensive, and I ended up just switching to Del Taco because I could get a taco for 39 cents.
Can I attempt to say lunatic like you said it earlier?
Lunatic?
Lunatic. Donald
there
Trump's
it is.
a lunatic.
Well, nailed it.
That is one of the greatest words to say with an Australian accent.
He's a bloody lunatic. You got to put bloody in front of it.
A bloody lunatic.
There it is. Nailed it.
Stab me rumpa. He's a bloody lunatic.
Oh, you lost it. You just did it, David Beckham.
I know. I don't know where that first part came from. Get me rude hole.
It's everywhere we go, man. People try and do the Australian accent, and they either sound British or like Borat. There's no in between.
Borat.
It's like, very nice. And it's like, what? I don't sound like that.
No, it is very good. I think the next time you're on the podcast, how about a challenge? How about, can I try to do an Australian accent the whole time, and you try to do an American one for a while?
I think we can try and do that, Landon.
Well, I think that sounds good to me. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna need some practice time. You're
dude, I'm nailing the American accent, man. This is my 5th year living in America, and I still can't order McDonald's with my Australian accent. They never get me right going through a drive-through. So we've actually got a video that I'll send you. I was in Centerville, Tennessee. It was actually the first radio interview of the tour, and I was pretty hungry, and I said to my wife, I need something to eat, and we drove up to the window. And previously, I think 2 weeks before, I was at a Starbucks drive-through, and I ended up like punching my steering wheel and driving off because they couldn't understand my accent, couldn't order, so I ended up with no coffee. So on this particular day in Centerville, I decided to order with an American accent, and I was like, I'll have a small number 6 and a large Coke Zero, and they got the order 100% right. So every time I now order McDonald's, I go in with a thick robotic American accent, and they can understand me. So they still want to kill me because I've got long hair and I'm rocking skinny jeans. That's another thing, driving around America into little country towns with a foreign accent and skinny jeans. It's not really a smart move. A lot of these dudes have guns, and they think I'm a little bit different because I've got skinny jeans on. But as long as you rock the American accent, you're golden. So
absolutely. It's like Christian Bale when he did the press interviews for every single Batman, all the Dark Knights, used an American accent every time. It blew my mind.
Really?
Yeah, he's British, and when he would get awards, he'd use his real voice, but every press interview for The Dark Knight, before they came out, he would be in an American accent, I guess trying to keep the character sort of dynamic of Batman going. But you should watch it. It's crazy. And like Dan, for example, the other side of the Land Dan show, I think he said he didn't know, or maybe it wasn't him, but somebody told me they didn't even know he was British because they saw him in these interviews, and he would just be like, yes, it felt great to work on the set, just kind of, I don't know how to do a British person trying to do an American English, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I gotcha. So when are you getting me out to Salt Lake City to do a show at the Stateroom? That's a venue that I've wanted to play for years. They never reply to my emails. I've called them, nothing. So I think it's up to you to put on an event at the Stateroom, and I'll come and headline.
Okay.
Let's make it happen.
I like the sound of that, actually.
It only holds 200 people. It only holds 200 people. I'm sure between me, you, and some great local artists such as Lisa Hillary Schmidt, we can fill the place.
I agree. I will. Okay.
What's up with that Stateroom? Come on, Stateroom, book me.
How are you going to deny a number one artist, Stateroom?
Exactly. What's wrong with these people?
One of the guys served in the U.S.-Australian War, and he's still very bitter about it. He's really old. He was in the war that no one remembers that war anymore because it was so long ago. But
no, you're making that up, dude.
Yes, that's true. But I think I told you this before, but did I tell you my neighbor is Australian and
he's from Queensland or something, isn't he?
He taught me how to crack a bullwhip when I was like 12 years old.
Holy Moses. I couldn't do that if I tried.
I just remember that was the coolest thing. I would go over there and, hey, Landon, grab a hold of this and just give it a mighty whip or something. I don't know if give it a mighty whip is what
that's ridiculous.
It was really cool.
He didn't touch you in weird places, though, did he?
No.
That's good. That's refreshing.
The bullwhip is not a metaphor in this case.
Okay, I thought it was for a little bit.
No,
I think everyone in Iran listening thought it was as well.
That was the other neighbor down the street, unfortunately.
Habib.
No, I'm just kidding. That's awful. My neighbors are going to sue now.
Probably. So they should.
Okay, so I want to do we do a game on the Landan show called Always or Neve.
What is it? Always or what?
Always or Neve, like never, but Neve. And it's like I'll just list a couple things. Always is like a thumbs up. Neve is like a thumbs down.
Okay.
And let me know what you think. This is just an off-the-cuff thing. Okay. Number 1, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm sorry, it has to be an always or never format. That's
always.
Correct. Just kidding. Okay. Next one. Donald Trump, always or never?
Never.
That is correct. The country Greece in general, always or never?
Oh, their financial situation, never.
But the rest of it?
Always.
Always is correct. James Cameron movies like Titanic and Avatar, always or never?
Never. I fell asleep in the Titanic, but I like the music in it. That Celine Dion just rocked that song. But you know what? 3 hours in a movie theater watching about a boat sink that you know is going to sink. Thumbs down. Next.
Yep, I'm with you on that. That is correct. The next one, Carl Stefanovic, always or never?
Always.
That is a definite always. What about Lisa? What about his co-anchor Lisa?
Nude or unnude?
I will leave that up to you. It's your Australian prerogative.
If she hasn't got a kid off, it's Nede.
What if it's Carl and Lisa the night of the Logies? Always or never?
Always.
Did that happen? Did that go down for sure?
I think so.
Carl is still the man, by the way.
Yeah, he was pretty drunk.
Oh my, he was still the next day.
No, it's good effort. That's how we do it in Australia. A majority of our drink driving is the next day. We get in trouble for driving to work or whatever. After you wake up the next day, you're still intoxicated. That's when a lot of people get in trouble.
The next day?
It's like you did the right thing the night before. You didn't drive anywhere, but you had so much that when you're driving 7 or 8 hours the next day, it's like, yep, I'm still over.
What's a term for, is it like getting knockered or smashed? What's a
hammered?
Good?
Getting hammered, got smashed, effed up.
Is there an Australian, like, exclusive term for it?
Maggot?
Naggered.
Maggot, no. Like the little, the gross thing, maggots. Oh, I got maggot last night.
Oh, it was maggot?
Yeah.
Just like crawling around, couldn't walk?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Sloshed.
Creepy of a word.
Sloshed. No, I like to say hammered. I got pretty hammered last night, which is not far from the truth. We were smashing those Lone Star beers, which you can only get in Texas. Pretty good.
Well, congratulations, and I really appreciate you taking the time out, and I hope you do again, sir.
Anytime, man, and let me know when the stateroom gig is on. Let's think maybe April next year when it's starting to get a little bit warm.
Okay.
Let's aim for that. So
I like
if you can make that happen, man, I'm 100% in. I'll fly in from Nashville. We'll smash it up in Utah.
You'll be around here in April?
I will make sure I am. If we can book the stateroom, I'll fly in for that, and I'll wear a Johnny shirt. So, and people say, what is that? And it means Johnny, and I'm in Utah, so Johnny Utah from Point Break. Boom.
Keanu, I like it.
It came on TV the other night at like 1 a.m. and I had to stay up and watch it. I love that movie.
You have to. It's the unwritten. It's sort of an amendment of the Constitution.
Yeah, I just love all the fake surfing scenes. It's ridiculous. Epic.
It is. Do you like to surf when you get to some beaches?
I surfed every day as a young kid for a long time. Now, honestly, now I'm a little bit older. When I'm back in Australia, I'd rather just catch up with mates or even just surfing. Surfing's it's a big workout, and honestly, at the moment, there's a lot of sharks around that are biting things. And also, last time I surfed, I injured my hand as a guitar player. That is not ideal when you make a living from your hand. So, it's something that I unfortunately only get to do once every now and then now. So it's, it's kind of in the past for me. I've still got mates that surf every day and they love it and they swear by it and they keep fit from it. But honestly, it's too cold in winter, and in the summertime, it's too hot and the beaches are crowded. So it's, unless you're really committed to it, you only do it once every now and then.
Okay, fair enough. Now, the Princess Bride, the movie, have you seen that?
Princess Bride? What is that's? I don't know.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepared to die. Have you heard of that?
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Well, there's a six-fingered man in that movie, and I'm wondering, would that make a great guitar player, or would it be harder to play?
You'd have to. It's an extra finger to train what to do, so it might make it harder. But you could do some pretty
very popular with the ladies, though.
You could do the moves, but if he could get that finger working, you could do some pretty epic chords. You got an extra finger at your disposal, so you could sound like there's two guitars on stage instead of one. He could go and help Brian Frady's play guitar.
Yeah, that's right. He could. Absolutely. Well, anyway, Mick, thank you very much. Everyone, go check out Broken Hearts and Broken Bones. It's on iTunes everywhere now.
Yep, and if you want to check out my website, it's www.grayson-music.com, and I'm now on Instagram, which is Instagram, and my Instagram is Grayson Music. Lots of photos from the radio tour. I've been putting up at least one a day, and if you want to see what it's like to be on a radio tour, check it out.
I will indeed, and We all will. Thank you, Mick. God bless
awesome,
America.
Man. America. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks again. Take care.
See you, buddy. Bye.
We'll see you.